Hey, what's up, you guys?
Hello!
Welcome back to our YouTube channel.
How's it going, all? So we've got a handful of folks in here already. We got Mark Herrero, hello, hello. Russ Cagle, Rusty Cleaver, what's up? Taz's World, how's it going? I saw Jason Brown in there and Lions EDC. What's going on, man? Newman Outdoors. So yeah, we got some folks in there. So I don't know if you know or not, but we were live just a little bit ago. I was assembling a 3D printer, and yeah, so we had some, messing around doing that, putting bolts in holes and things like that.
I cooked dinner on stream.
She cooked dinner during the middle of it, which was good times. I ate a little bit of dinner after the fact. Mr. William Linderman, hello.
Yeah, long time no see.
Yeah, long time no see. But, so that was just a little warm-up ordeal for the main event tonight, which we have a special guest on. He's actually waiting in the waiting room right now. I can see him. So we're just going to bring him right in here, and hopefully he's ready to go. He looks like he is, I think.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll see what's up.
He gave the head nod. So.
Right on. What's up, Mr. Neves? How's it going?
Not bad. How you guys doing?
Good.
Just fat and happy, man.
Are you guys getting an echo?
No.
No. Are you?
I can hear my voice twice, but it's not a big deal. Just making sure nobody else in the comments is getting annoyed by it. Otherwise, I don't know. Figure something out.
Here, hold on. Just hello.
It says no.
It won't let me do that. Why not?
Stereo audio must be off to use.
Hold just a second. Does that help you at all? Try now.
What's up? Yeah, it did. Perfect.
So, on our end, we have a setting that is echo cancellation.
Oh, that's awesome. I don't even know how to do that.
So I'm blown away that I was able to do it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, we just got lucky, dude.
There we go.
There we go.
Right on. What's going on?
Not much. How you guys done?
Doing it, man.
Did you guys have a good holiday?
I think so. I think we had a pretty good holiday. It wasn't as.
Did you spoil Kara?
Yeah, I did. I definitely did.
You better.
I did. Always. Yeah, she's been going crazy on a VR set I got her. And that thing is crazy, man. Last night she had me flying around a city, like with a
yeah.
And it's so crazy because like when you let go, you'll fall to the ground. But when you hit the ground, you can't help but your heart just feels like it stops.
Right?
Right.
You know
I've
fake.
seen some great videos of people with their VR sets from the holiday season and people running into doors.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's hilarious.
Sure. Is it one that like you put the phone in the goggles?
No, it's the actual headset. The headgear goes on.
Right on.
Then you got the controllers, but the controllers make it to where you can like see your hands. And then there's even a thing where you can put down the controllers and it can recognize your hands. So
oh wow.
It's
crazy.
Pretty high tech, and it's nuts some of the things you could do. I was the other day she threw me in a game because she's all about it, and I jump on her every once in a while because she wants to show me stuff. And I'm in the middle of a city fighting iRobots, and you can like grab them, rip their arms off, beat them to death with their own arms and heads, and you have guns, and it's just totally insane. It's crazy. You can,
sounds like a good time. Like a good workout too.
It really is. And what you can do is you can map out your area. So if you ever get close to something, it'll automatically
redirect you.
Yeah, no, a fence pops up, and you can
okay.
the fence, and you'll see the exact location of your area really quick. So it tries to help you stay in that area, but I can totally see why people run right into walls and shit.
Oh yeah. The one I saw, the guy got scared and turned around and went to run and ran into the door frame, and so I'm sure a fence popped up or something, but he was terrified, so there was no control.
It's hard.
I think it would be a good time to just sit and watch the person that's got the goggles and the shit on.
Right.
It is.
And watch them just Yeah, not knowing what they're seeing, I think it would just be pure comedy to watch that go on.
It really is. And even like, because there's so many different things. Like, she's got it where she can literally trace a couch, right? And sit on the couch. And what they'll do is they'll take that couch, your couch, and put it somewhere, right? On the beach, whatever. So then you can just sit there on the beach, or
Oh
wherever
my
you
gosh,
want.
how funny.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And the thing is that your senses are so used to what you see and what you hear is actually there. So when things
Hmm.
happen, you have no choice but to react because it's just the way your senses work.
Hmm.
If you
Right.
fall, it's hard not to react. If something jumps out at you, it's hard not to react because it's just
Sure.
your senses. So
Yeah,
it's pretty amazing though.
right on. Yeah, the
So
gaming world has changed a lot. I mean, I remember back in the day. I don't know how old I was, 9, 10 years old, something like that, and got Nintendo, and it had,
Mhm.
it was like the super pack that came with Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt on the
Yep,
same
yep.
cartridge,
Remember, I
and
did. Yep.
came with the gun and everything. And
Classic.
so,
And that was
yeah,
high tech.
and
That was like
oh
amazing.
Right.
yeah, it was the shit. Yeah,
Hmm. Yeah,
but
it's far away from Atari.
no doubt, no doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
And
I don't know shit about the games. I know nothing about it. I don't play them. I don't know anything about them, and so I can't even imagine,
I
how far
honestly,
things have
I
come.
don't, I don't neither. Really, I play with her on the PS5 sometimes, but dude, like I know nothing. Like she dominates me on everything because I don't play. So when I do play, I have
Hmm.
fun with her, but I didn't play my whole life. I like barely played video games. So it wasn't like something I'm like into. I like to have fun on it. Don't get me wrong, it's fun, but I'm
Hmm.
not some. I can't sit there for days or anything like that. I can sit there and enjoy myself for 30 minutes, maybe an hour, and then I'm done for like the next few days. But yeah, it's so incredible how realistic everything's gotten, and now they're saying the next things are gonna be, I forget what it's called. It's called something, but where like the game is in your vicinity. So instead of like you putting on a headset and being in VR mode, where the actual objects show up in the location you're in, if that makes sense. Like 3D objects, meaning like you're in a room and the 3D objects are in the room with you. That's crazy.
Hmm.
That's like the next step.
Yeah.
I forget what it's called. They called it. I heard Elon Musk talking about it.
Right on.
Zach,
Well, so Zach here, he threw down a super chat and says, "Nee, second try." Zach, I did see your first super chat, but we were too busy running our mouths. So
Imagine
I
running our mouths.
I apologize for that. But yeah, so some of you guys probably already know, or maybe even a lot of you do. I don't really know, but so I asked Jared to come on tonight because Jared has, for those that don't know, Jared has a sugar daddy, and I'm not sure what's going on here.
Knife daddy.
Knife daddy. But anyway, so this unbelievable person who wants to be remain anonymous, which is totally cool,
Mhm.
but this dude is stepping up with things that I can only dream about, honestly. Like, like seriously, and giving that stuff away, or giving you guys the opportunity to win this stuff. And I don't even really know exactly what all took place, but you're going to have to sub to some channels to get involved in it. And I don't remember what it was, 8 or 10 channels.
You have
I know.
tasks to fulfill.
Yeah, there's tasks that you guys have to fulfill. I'm not sure why we got chosen, but I'm thankful.
But yeah,
That's
thank
awesome.
you very much for including us.
the,
And
the
but
little
I
problem is, sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't
No,
mean
you're
to-
well,
fine.
I just want to reiterate, when I tell you that this giveaway, like, it's the most insane giveaway I think I've ever seen. I don't For
I
3
can't
items,
believe
like, I've
it.
seen bigger
Yeah.
giveaways with like more quantity of stuff, but I've never seen just straight up 3 items of that quality ever given away. Not that
Yeah.
I know of,
Mhm.
anyway.
Me either. Me either. That's
So
why it's absolutely amazing, and it does get people an opportunity that would have never ever had an opportunity to get some of these knives in their hands and to actually own them, and then they're theirs. They can trade, sell, whatever they want to do with them. The
Mhm.
problem is that you know having people follow the channels, if people just go down the list and go follow, YouTube thinks they're a bot. They'll subscribe, but like an hour later, 2 hours later, YouTube will unsubscribe them because it's like a protection thing from people buying bots. Because
Sure.
I'm sure you guys have been offered that where buy 500 subs for $20 or whatever, right? They do that all the time. Well, because of that, those systems that YouTube has these protections in place to stop that. And basically, if somebody subs to your channel but has never even seen your content, well, then they automatically think it's a bot. So the people have to know that to make sure you watch a video. And like I said before, you guys don't have to continue to follow the channel after the giveaway. If you don't like the channel, unfollow it. It's just,
for sure.
Yeah.
A view of the channel. They can follow it until the giveaway, and then they can decide if they want to stay following or not. But at least it gets them, right there so they can really see everybody's content and decide if they want to stay following it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And real quick, shout out to Ed Durbin. Thanks so much for the super chat. That's amazing. We love the Bo Nation. So yeah, thanks so much, guys.
Come on down to the Bo Nation station
for all of your support. But yeah, so these knives that are being given away, and like Jared was saying, you got to go and sub to some channels and whatnot. And in my opinion, just for the simple chance to win a Rockstead, I would watch it. I would watch at least a handful of videos from every one of those channels. And I would there was a handful of channels on that list that I had not heard of. And I'm terrible about going and watching everybody else's stuff. I'm just, so busy with my own things that I don't get an opportunity to really watch much else. But I'm definitely going to go check out a few of the other channels. And yeah, man, I was blown away. Like, throwing up a Rockstead for any reason and giving that away to me is unbelievable. But then to follow that up with, dude, that Shiro is bitching. Like, for real. That thing is amazing. The carbon fiber on that thing is beautiful. The size of it is amazing.
And they're brand new. It's not like these are used, beat up knives. They're brand new, fresh factory edges. Nothing's been done to them. Not a scratch on them. I mean, these are as clean as you can get. For
is that
being,
the one?
That's the Rockstead.
That was the Rockstead. I'm sorry. This is the Rockstead shoe. It is a button lock Rockstead. It almost seems like an integral, but it's not an integral. And it doesn't have a clip, but it does have the placement for a clip. So, I don't know if you'd have to figure
Molly
it out.
doesn't know what Rockstead is. So this is a handmade Japanese knife.
I like Japania.
Yeah, Japania. And what's the resale on that thing? Like $1,500-$1,600?
1,500, yeah, 1,500-1,600.
What is that on the hand on the scales? So is that anodizing?
No, it's actually engraved into it. It's like a cherry blossom
tree?
Or something. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, you've won me. You've won me over.
And
I love a cherry blossom.
The steel is ZDP 189, and they heat treat them like right around like 70 HRC, like 66, 67 HRC, which is insane. And then they put this mirror polish on it. But if you
some poor bastard has to mirror polish that 70 HRC ZDP 189, which literally would take 4 months to do. Like, I feel sorry for the bastard that had to polish that bitch.
Yeah. It takes so long.
Oh, dude.
And the Churro has the purple, I guess it's fat carbon, but it's, it's a purple carbon fiber with a purple backspacer and clip. Same thing, brand new, fresh factory edge, titanium liners. It's basically like a frame lock with scales over it because these are thick liners. But yeah, obviously Churro action. It has the M390 steel. These are the F3, the F95, the large ones. Those are my favorite Churros. To me, the smaller ones just don't compare. Maybe it's just, because I prefer a little bit larger knives, but it is far different from like the little neons and stuff. Then we have Hinder XM18 buoy with a Hinder titanium scale with the battle horse. And I have the tri-way pivot stuff. But same thing, brand new. And what's cool about this is sometimes, I'm not saying this is all the time, but a lot of times hinders, you know, especially when they're brand new, their detents can be stiff right at first.
Oh, yeah.
This one has a perfect detent. You can easily Spidey flick it. The flipping action, because the detent is good, you know, the flipper tab doesn't seem as pokey. I know when the detents are stiff, the flipper tab can seem pokey, but this is a great example of a buoy. A lot of people have commented about this because, you know, it's fucking hinder, you know. So
Yeah, see,
beautiful knife.
I don't know if you know this about me. I'm not a big hinderer fan, but I've always said it. If you are going to get a hinderer, it better be a Warncliffe or a Bowie blade. Like those two blade shapes from Hinderer, he just does it better. Like the half track Warney is one of the coolest looking knives. To me, it's too small. But the fucking thing looks
they
sweet.
discontinued the full size one, right? Am I correct about that? Do you know
the full track?
The full track. They don't make those no more, do they?
No, I don't. Well, I think they rotate them, and I don't think they're making them right now, like the XM24. But I don't think they ever made the Warncliffe blade in the full track. They only did it in the half track, and that was like a USA made blade exclusive. But it was a bitchin' looking knife. But always, like, even the fixed blades and stuff, like Rick Hinderer Bowie blades are just bitchin' looking. They always are.
Mark, you nasty. You nasty and you need Jesus.
What did Mark say? I didn't see it.
There you go.
Oh. The comment sections are hilarious.
Here, you do it. I didn't see it, but again, I was too busy talking.
I'll tell you what, the comment sections crack me up. I'll be laughing my ass off at some of the comments, man. Even in some of the videos.
There's some funny turds in this joint.
No doubt. Yeah,
sorry, go ahead.
We've been pretty lucky to have some pretty funny subscribers and whatnot that are just fantastic to listen to. And
that's the whole reason I'm here. I'm here for the hilarity.
For the comedy.
Yeah.
Everybody is so freaking witty.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's fun to be serious, but then it's fun to put some, you know, just some humor into it, you know, especially if you have a good sense.
That's what I live for, Jared.
Yeah. I got a huge sense of humor, and I was always worried, especially in the beginning, because sometimes I can have a little bit of dark humor, and I didn't want people to take it the wrong way. And then there was times I would leave a comment thinking this is funny as hell, right? This comment, and they took it serious.
Right.
Bad. Like, I'm joking. It's a joke. I'm not serious. Trust me. But yeah, I mean, after they realized my humor, then they understood it a little bit more. But I could tell there was a few people out there that took it. They took it the wrong way. But
you can't make everybody happy, and we've just like.
I've just come to terms with it.
It is what it is. You know, if you don't get it or don't catch that it's a joke, maybe we shouldn't be friends anyway.
Yeah. What do you guys think about there's over the last couple of years of doing these YouTube videos and stuff, like for the most part, like 99% of it's always been great, but there have been some, you know, just some jackass stuff that's come up that where people like took things totally the wrong way and you know, again, like I said, it's really few and far between, so it's really not that big of a deal. But yeah, there's every now and again.
It makes me laugh more, really.
Every now and again, something happens where I just end up scratching my head, like, what the fuck? Like, I
it's
just
like
don't even
you're
know.
Trying to speak to me, but I don't understand.
It's usually not somebody that you know and that's been following you that you have a relationship with. It's usually somebody that just wildly watched your video, took you out of context, or has a different opinion. And I get some of them sometimes, and they'll literally say some crazy shit, like they're mad, and I just kind of join in with the fun. Like I just kind of comment back, you know, and have fun with it. Not like teasing them or anything, but like agreeing with them or something, you know, just like to just take them right off the track. So it's like he has no argument, you know, and they usually give
pretty oh my gosh.
But yeah, I have fun with them.
Definitely. And, you know, honestly, like I've met just some amazing people from doing this, and obviously you have as well.
The best.
And that wasn't something that I ever really considered was a possibility. Like it wasn't something that I thought was going to happen when I first started this. And so that part's been pretty unbelievable. You know, like
Yeah.
I don't even remember when I posted the first video, but it's been like 2 years ago or whatever. But you know, in that time frame, like, I mean, I've traveled all over the country and met up with people from, you know, that I've met via YouTube, other YouTubers and stuff, and other people that watch my channel and whatnot. And like literally in like 10 or 15 different states and whatnot. Like,
Right.
it's pretty crazy how
And when you think of the
how this
world,
has all
too,
worked
so many
out.
people in other countries. Like I
Oh
have
yeah.
friends right now on the other side of the planet that I'm actually
Oh, I
friends
know.
with. You know, it's mind blowing.
Right.
So mind blowing.
Yeah, like
It's crazy.
Tariq sending us those leather knife
Oh.
cases.
Yeah.
Dude, how sick was that thing?
Yeah,
Dude,
and my
I
little
love
wallet, like, so
I use
cool.
the
Yeah.
hell out of it. I
Tariq's
love
in the
that.
comments.
I was
Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
I wish he was willing to sell them. I've had so many people wanting
Oh,
to
dude.
buy them. And he's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you know, I kind of do it as a hobby. But it's like, man, you could totally start selling these things. They're that good. They're very, very good.
They are. They're amazing. And I don't know what the shipping costs, you know, if that would even make sense to
Yeah,
be
I
able to
don't
ship
think
them. I have no idea what it costs to ship a package from there.
Yeah, that's where the
But
problem lies, he said. He couldn't keep
Yeah.
up, and then shipping costs would.
yeah, that could be
Yeah.
a bad
That'd
deal.
be tough.
But the quality is amazing. And like,
Yeah.
yeah, Tariq, yeah, I see you in the comments, dude. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, man. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. I
The
love
stuff
that.
that you make is amazing.
Lefty, you
Absolutely.
are dumb, but we love you for it.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're all a little dumb, right?
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, in some
I get-
way, shape, or form.
There ain't a video that goes by that I don't get called dumb, you know, in some way, shape, or form, just from being disagreeing or something, you know. But,
Again,
hey,
you can't please everyone.
no,
It's
I
just
don't
the
even
way it
try.
is.
I don't even try. I just, you know, just do what you got to do. I want to have
Go
fun
ahead.
with it, and I try to be serious. I figure, you know, I'm really entertained with it. I love learning from the other channels. I love, you know, showing people what I learned and everything else, or, you know, helping people understand and learn. But I also like to have fun with it. And if people aren't going to have fun watching it, then, you know, I can't help that, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
What,
Thanks so much,
oh, sorry,
Evolve
go ahead.
EDC, ordering the CME. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Nice.
We're actually we got a giveaway tonight for the month of December. So I don't know if you know this, Jared, but for the last few months, we've been every month at the end of the month, we just take all the orders that we had for that month by number, just because every order has a number, and we just put them in a random picker, and we pick one person that placed an order on our website, and they win something.
That's awesome.
So tonight we have this.
Hmm.
It's a Civivi,
Hmm.
and
There she goes.
we'll show it here shortly. So
Yep. My Carta CMEs. Keep an eye out, bud.
my Carta CMEs,
Keep
yes.
an eye out.
Yeah, keep your eyes peeled. There'll be some new materials of CMEs coming for the new year, 2022.
Maybe
they are-
t-shirts. I don't know.
There might be. Yep, you're just gonna have to stay tuned. There'll be all sorts of new fun stuff.
Mhm.
How many different materials have you guys worked with already with the Simmies?
Probably, I mean, multiple different G10s, different colors and stuff, G10, but then I did C-Tech, a handful of different variants of carbon fiber. And then I did have some white stuff that was supposed to be white G10, although I honestly don't know what it is. It's something.
Really, it's different. I don't even know what to say. It's almost like bone, but not bone.
Yeah, it's
weird.
It's white and it's something.
It looks cool,
but it's not G10 because
but it doesn't dye like G10.
And it's not
that's
layered.
nice.
No,
It does sometimes. Like you have to be particular.
Right. Well, only a couple of colors. So I got the white thinking that I would be able to dye them a few different colors and whatnot.
Right.
And the first couple that I tried dyed perfectly, but then it's almost like this stuff has a grain to it, but not a grain, not like a wood grain look, kind of like G10 has. This is a different. It's hard to explain.
Yeah,
I'm convinced that this stuff is not actually G10, and the person that I bought it from they sold it as a lot of the stuff that I use are meant to be like, knife handles for fixed blades and things like that. I'll use those chunks of material.
Right.
And so this guy sold it as white G10. However, I don't know what the hell it is. I think it's just some sort of resin that this guy made, and it was just calling it G10.
Do you like it though? Like, if it was a knife handle material, would it be like proper?
Yeah, I mean, it's cool looking. It almost has a bone appearance. I mean, it's certainly not bone though. I mean, it's something synthetic.
Right.
But it was weird stuff.
Maybe that's
and
what
then
it is, the synthetic bone, because they have that stuff, like kind of like the synthetic horn stuff they have on
right.
blades.
Yep. Yeah. So and then what else did we do? We did some.
I heard you guys saying that you thought about doing like I don't know if you guys ever did it or not, but thought about maybe like in the future, some like premium materials, maybe some like Timascus or titanium or something, maybe, and like sometime in the future.
I've made a handful of them I made a couple out of copper, and I made a brass one, and I made titanium. The problem with it is that if you're going to go that route and go metal, you really want to bolt the thing on instead of gluing it on. Like, I mean, the glue still works, but
right.
For what it costs to make one out of titanium, like you really wouldn't want to use it.
Right. You don't want to use that one.
Yeah, and I mean, like, the glue holds up great, but the little ones are $20-$30. Like, if it stuck on there for a year and a half or whatever, and it finally broke off, not the end of the world. But I mean, if the thing was $120 or something, and the problem with that is that if I make those, which I can, but in order for someone to install it, they're going to have to locate a hole in the proper spot and drill that hole and countersink that hole in the liner.
And that's spring steel, yeah?
It is, which is going to be more difficult to drill. Not everyone's going to have the tools to do that. And then the other option would be that they could send me their knife to locate that hole and all that stuff, which I could do, but then it just adds more cost to it.
To an already extremely expensive thing.
Right.
So the cost of milling that and working that would be next level.
The thing, I fully understand that it's a stupid little thing. It's just a tiny little piece of something. But the reality is that I machine every single one of these, myself. It's not like they're being mass produced or something in China where I'm buying 10,000 of them at a time. Like, I literally make them, I make them in batches.
I completely get it. People always take out the perspective of time, effort, everything, like they just think of it as a piece, like it didn't fall out of the sky. Right.
Yeah.
This thing is made. So yeah, I completely understand all that. And then going as far as, all the extra work, like for the premium materials. Yeah. If it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense, because you got to make it to where people are wanting to buy it and can, because like you said, a lot of people aren't going to have the tools. They're not going to be able to install it. And even if they can, how many are going to be able to? So, because the way you got it now, man, that's a sweet setup. It's so easy to do. Like, I was blown away.
Yeah, it's pretty simple to put on, and it works well. And like this one has still been on. This is my original Maximate Para 3. This is a glow carbon fiber one that's been on there for going on 2 years now. And I beat the shit out of this knife. Like, this thing gets the hell beat kicked out of it all the time.
What, can you answer that, boys?
Cobra Tech OTFs, like, I've handled a couple of the Cobra Tech OTFs, and I've never owned one. Some friends of mine have had them, and I mean, I don't have anything bad to say about them. They were fine, but again, like, I can't speak to long term with the Cobra Tech.
Right. What are those ones, those Lightning OTFs? Those ones, for the price, they're pretty good. I mean, I know they're cheap.
They are
high-end materials or anything, but for somebody who doesn't have the money and only has like $40 to spend, $50, $60, Those aren't bad.
Yeah.
And you can even watch videos of dude online. He hammers them through tables and shit. You know.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So I mean,
And
for the money.
yeah, exactly. For 35, $40, like, yeah. And I mean, you know what you're buying at that point. You know what I
Right.
mean? And let's be honest, most of the people that buy that just want to sit there and flip it back and forth anyway.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I bought a cheap,
So,
crappy one for like $20 off of Amazon. And I only bought it because one of the scales was clear, so you could see into it.
mm-hmm.
But for
Yep.
$20, it's the most piece of crap you could ever imagine. Like, I mean, like no edge whatsoever on it. It might as well just been a piece of metal that comes in and out, and that's all it would be good for is fidgeting. But those are actually sharpened. They're actually sharp. They actually work. So, you know, for 20 more bucks, you actually get a functioning one that works.
Yeah, I think if you're going to buy one of the cheap double action OTFs, I think the threshold there, anything over $35 is going to be okay. If it's under $35, it's going to be a steaming pile of shit. Guaranteed.
Right.
Because I've seen like that, like you said, like that $20 to $28 or $29 range, and like those things are fucking trash.
Yeah.
But the Lightning's a cheap knife. I'm not trying to say that it's great, but for $40, it's not bad, you know, and they work well and they function, and like you said, they actually have an edge on them and they're okay, you know.
It lets somebody get the feeling of it at the very least.
Right.
They at least get to try one and understand if they're gonna like it. Because, you know, as premium quality goes up, you kind of can understand that perspective. So if you know you like it, right, then you will know like, oh, I would really like this with premium materials, you know.
Yep. So. Absolutely. Yeah, I just did a video not too long ago where I tore apart a Guardian Tactical OTF, this little guy, the GXT025.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I tore. Actually, the one that I used to take apart, I have the Recon Elite, the 4-inch version of this.
And
then I also, what the hell's that thing called? The hell's it called? One? No, the new OTF.
I don't know.
The American made one. It's coming from Texas,
I
think,
the new
or
company,
Idaho.
The new company. Oh, damn it. I know exactly.
Axion.
Yes. Yep.
Axion.
Yeah.
Or Axial?
Axial. Yeah. Axial gear. That's what it is. And I tore apart the axial gear. Plus I had an old shitty Lightning. And I took them all apart and, you know, and showed the differences and how they're made and all that stuff, how they operate and whatnot. Yeah, it was interesting. You know, it was kind of shocking actually how much the axial was made just like a Lightning, as far as like the springs and the catches and everything in there.
Was it good quality though? Because I know it's USA made. I was kind of curious on, you know, the quality, because what? Yeah, I mean, $200, right? That's what they are.
Yeah, I think they're around $200. To me, the Guardian Tactical is still a better knife, hands down, but they're also more expensive. You know, you're talking like a $300 knife.
And they've been doing it for a while.
They have for sure. So, you know, the axial stuff. Oh, that just break?
Yeah. What kind of chintzy ass presents you giving me?
I made Molly a couple of fancy 3D printed rings that were in her stocking. And
I should send one to Kara actually, because she sent me the note with the flip out figure.
She just broke it. She broke one, but you know,
I didn't break it. It was your chintzy 3D printing.
Well, the way 3D printers work, the everything's printed in layers, and so I printed one in this orientation with this part facing down, so the layers on the ring part would break easily. The other one I printed in another orientation, so it's going to be much stronger.
That makes it.
See the layer line? That's the one that we can for sure send one to Kara. Would Kara like something like that?
Oh yeah.
Don't tell her. It's a surprise.
No,
all right. We'll hook her up.
So it matters what direction you print it, and that depends on the strength of it, huh?
Yeah, so I don't know what I've got laying around here, but
I've never seen
there's layer lines. Yeah, so like for example, like this, or well, here. I made some signs. There you go.
You made that 3D printed?
Mm-hmm.
Holy
Yeah.
shit!
Don't gas him up, Jared. He'll just
So-
print more shit.
It looks just like
So anyway,
I
this-
even thought it was just a sign you bought. That looks
Yeah,
really good.
So this printed in this orientation, right? And so like the white prints first and then the blue prints on top of that. But all the layer, it's a bunch of really tiny, thin layers stacked on top of each other. So in this case, you know, it's really strong, but in the case of, oh, good Lord, I can't hang on to it. In the case of this ring, I printed it in this orientation. And so as the ring part is printing, it's a bunch of layer lines stacking up higher and higher. And so when you go to, you know, stretch this or bend it, you can snap the layer lines pretty easily. Or, well, the filament is stronger in one direction than it is the other, if that
Depending
makes
on
sense.
force applied.
Right. So on the other ring, I printed it in this orientation, and so it printed up from here, which then requires it to have support under this, but then the layers are running the opposite direction, so they're much stronger, if that makes sense.
How do you get the designs in there? Like, how, do you get the
Well, like
copy
like
or
this
something?
stuff. Yeah, so this thing's pretty funny, but check this one out. This one made me laugh a whole lot.
Castles together faster than something.
Sorry, Pocket Knife Review. We can't honor that warranty.
Great.
Isn't this great?
That is.
So like these things, these signs, these are things that I found online that somebody else already designed. So I don't remember who designed these, but these are something that somebody else did, and then I just, you know, I printed them, I chose the colors and stuff like that, but the design was already done.
How do you get it into the machine? Do you just, is it like
so
the computer?
there's so
I just don't understand how it
pretty much across the board
and everything.
Right. So pretty much across the board, all 3D printers work off of what's called an STL file.
Okay.
And that's just the type of a 3D image or a 3D object. And what you do is you download that file. And if it's something that you create yourself or something you download online, you're downloading the STL file, which is the actual object. And then what you do is you take that file and you upload it into what's called a slicer program, which slices it into a whole bunch of lines. And there's so many settings, it's insane. I mean, literally there are thousands of settings. Like you can select your layer height, the wall thickness, the speed at which the printer's running. There's a million different variables, but you go through there and you set up all the settings the way you want them. And that slicer program is what creates the G code for the machine to understand. So like I could take this sign right here and I could make it really small, like the size of a credit card, or make it as big as my printer can print.
How big is that?
Or I could, what's that?
How big is that? How big is the biggest you can go?
Well, with my current setup, about 10 inches square is about as big as I can go. But I'm currently building a printer that'll print about 21 inches cubed.
So if you did want to build something big, you could do it in multiple parts, so and just put it together.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so like you could build, you know, something really large and make it in sections that either bolts together or glues together or whatever. Like, I mean, there's people that make, you know, legitimately like 3D printed cars and stuff, but they also make really large printers.
When it comes out, is it hot? Like when it first comes out, is it hot?
Well, the plastic is hot when it's printing. So, like for example, for these materials here, I printed this at like 225 degrees Celsius is what the actual print head is. And the bed that this is attached to is also heated to like 70 degrees Celsius. But once it's done printing, you know, that 70 degrees Celsius, or the bed temperature, is about what the part will be when it's done.
Hey Nick, email us because it's a possibility he could do a backspacer for you.
3D printed backspacer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I actually have several different 3D printable backspacers and scales and stuff. A few that I'm working on. So
bees.
I don't know which knife you're looking for, but yeah.
Thank you, Mostly Folders. That's very kind of you. Thanks for the $10 super chat.
Yeah, thank you so much. We greatly appreciate it.
You so
Yeah, he's
kind.
awesome. Shout out to Bees Blades. I see him in here. Evil.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bees is in the house. Bees cracked me up.
Nice.
He said, I'm here to hear fancy words like STL and G code and vinyl
G code
and
stuff.
Celsius.
And Celsius, yeah.
How
So
about Fahrenheit?
going into knives, what you guys got any new knives? I know you guys do.
I've got a couple.
There's always a new knife, Jared.
I actually
easy question.
You know Nate Prince? You know Nate Prince? He's in the comment section a bunch. I'm sure he's been in some of your videos and whatnot. Okay. He's one of our patrons and comes and watches several of our videos. But anyway, I just opened a box from him the other day. He sent us a handful of things, and he sent me a few knives to check out. And this is one that I had never handled before, but it's the Chavez Liberator.
Yeah.
And I like it significantly better than the Redención. So this thing is really cool. Actually, here, hold on just a moment. I'm going to switch over to a different camera view since we're talking about knives and stuff, and I'll show some knives.
All right.
So as far as
how did you do that?
Magic.
I know that.
And two cameras.
Two cameras, okay. But how do you switch? Oh, you got okay. I know what you did. Okay, so you shared your other camera with the stream, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So here's the he sent two Chavez, and here's the Redención 229, and then the Liberator. And I got to be honest, the Liberator is just like I said, it wasn't one that I had handled before, but I'm really digging it. It's super cool. There's a few of the corners on it are a little bit sharp, but I mean, I'm really kind of nitpicking there. Right. Otherwise, it's a little slimmer, and the action on it is fantastic. It's a really great knife. Feels great in hand.
Is that a flat grind? It's a good one. On that one,
it's flat grind.
It is a flat grind. I like that the tip point or that doesn't have as much belly as the Redención, which is a lot better.
Yeah, the Redención's a hollow grind, and I mean it's a good knife. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. I really like this one a lot, so those just came in, but neither one of these are mine. I'm just checking them out. But as far as, a few new things that I've got, have you seen this thing? This is the Hogue Ballista.
No, but I got a knife with the exact same clip. I got the Sigsar K320.
Gotcha. So yeah, Hogue's new clip with the little riffles on it.
Yep.
It's pretty cool. This is a side opening auto. With the Able lock, and this isn't available for sale yet. I think they said it was going to be like in March or February of this year, something like that. But I've actually had this for quite a while. I picked this up at Blade Show back in June.
Do they have a manual version of that one?
Not that I know of. It was only the autos.
With the Sigsar, it's made by Hogue, and they did manual versions and auto versions. That one just reminds me of it, so that's why I asked.
Yeah, I was just really digging the size of this thing. It's like a 3.9-inch blade, and it's really just a real nice neutral grip, and action on it is fantastic. It's a good knife for sure.
Definitely, yeah, it looks good. What is that other knife? Oh, go ahead.
Molly bought me the Clever Girl for Christmas,
Because she's a clever
which
girl.
she's a clever girl. That's a
Duh.
fact.
Duh.
And have you handled this thing?
I did once at a Bass Pro Shop. I got to try
Yeah.
it for 10 seconds, you know.
Yeah. For me, like I always liked the knife, but for me it was just too expensive for what it is.
Yeah.
And you know, they've been out long enough now that they've come down in price significantly. So now you can pick this thing up for like around $150, I think is what they are. But you know, the clip on it's good. It's still kind of a bummer that it's D2, but you know, it's hollow ground. It's like 4 1/8 inch blade. It's actually really good in hand.
I'll say I
So
really
I'll have a
like
review coming out on this thing
I
pretty soon.
really like that that locking system, and I think that is so innovative. I wish that they would bring down the price or bump up the materials because man, I
Right.
think that
Yeah.
it is a very solid knife.
Yeah. I'll tell you one of the knives that has really kind of blown my mind is this one here. This is I've had this one for a couple of months, but it's the San Renmu or SRM Asica.
Okay.
And this thing's 154 cm titanium frame lock, and I'm wanting to say they're like around right at $100 or $90, something like that.
Hey, Louie.
And it's actually on needle bearings,
Oh no shit.
and action on it is phenomenal. The grind, I mean, it's a flat grind, but this thing's like 12 thousandths behind the edge.
Evil
Oh, wow.
TMI.
It's fantastic, man. This is a really great knife.
What'd you say the name of that was?
Asica, I think is what it's called.
Asica?
Like
Or
Asika, maybe. I'm probably butchering the spelling.
I'm
He's
I'll
not
try to
strong
find it.
in
It's
spelling.
Sam Remney,
No,
you said,
spelling's
right?
not my strong suit.
Sam Remney. What is that
Yeah,
knife
the SRM
from that
Asica, and there's actually what did I do with the little one?
What is that?
Oh, here it is, right here.
Hole right there. That's the one I'm like stuck on right now.
Which one?
The one with the hole in the front flipper. It has like a blue pivot or
Here?
something. Yeah. What is that?
that right there is the Kunwu Tao.
Oh, no wonder I got a Kunwu right here. Holy cow! That looks awesome.
I modded this one.
Yeah,
and put the hole in it.
That looks awesome. Good idea.
So
that's what it's missing.
Yep. And so I've actually got a couple of these that are down in the shop right now getting holes. And then this one, I put the hole in. This is LTK's
so nice.
knife.
Yeah, that looks great.
And yeah, this honestly changed this knife completely because I don't know if you got one of these, but it just had that rounded fuller.
Yeah.
And it was a bitch to Spidey flick it.
Yeah, it was.
And cutting that out, I just milled out and left. I left the dimensions of it the same. So, I mean, that's exactly what the fuller was. I just cut it all the way through. And, you know, now you can Spidey flick it, but it also works to thumb flick it. And it changed that knife completely.
I'm surprised they didn't do it like that from the factory.
Oh yeah, as far as I'm concerned, that was just an oversight. Like, I don't know who made that decision, but they fucked it up.
They done did drop the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was way too slippery.
Here's the small. You know what? I can't remember. These two came out at the same time. They're both SRM knives. They're both 154 cm. And they actually make this one in a smaller variant as well. This one's like a 3.8 inch blade, but they offer it in like a 3 1/4. And then they've got this little guy as well. And I can't remember what the name of this one is. It's got a part number on it. So the little one here is, it's SRM 7415-TZ, like Tom Zebra for the little guy. And the big one is 1411-TZ or Tom Zebra.
Yeah, Cue Ball, you can just email us and we'll give you a price and where to send it.
But the bigger one, like I said, this guy's riding on needle bearings. Both of them have steel clips, fold over deep carry stainless steel clips, but they're full titanium, 154 cm. And I'm wanting to say this little guy, I think this thing's like $50.
Wow.
Zach.
And it's a sweet little knife, man. It really is.
Yeah.
So
it looks like a sweet
both
knife.
of these have really impressed me for the money.
Yeah, I've messed with a couple Sam Remus that blew me away. Like, man, this is so good. They do pretty good work. The ones that I try to stay away from, or I always do stay away from, is the Ethan Grows. But the Sam Remus, man, they've always seemed like they were solid. All the testings always came back positive. I've never really seen anything really negative from them.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. I saw it, Zach, and I have it up on the screen. Everybody go get your Sexual Wellness Liberator.
The Sexual Wellness Liberator. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, my God.
So, one knife. Have you seen this guy?
Yeah, I'm flipping one right now because I've seen it. Yeah, that thing definitely impressed me.
Yeah, dude. Oh shit.
We need an affiliate code for this Liberator.
I've got shit all over the blade, some sticky shit, but
imagine
this. This knife really impressed me from Medford. It's fantastic.
It absolutely is. And it's not his usual, which I actually like seeing him step out of his box.
Definitely.
I don't mind that. I know some people kind of get upset when some of the knife companies step out of their box, but I like it, every once in a while, step out of your box and try, do something a little different, or something that know the community kind of wants you to see, which is something Medford, everybody's always kind of wanted to see him do some more EDC friendly stuff. And this is just like, he knocked it out of the park with this thing.
Yeah, dude, the pocket clip's great. Like, there's so many good things going on with this knife. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And I couldn't be happier with that thing. This is another newer one. This is the Oaks Works.
Yeah.
EDX, or the Osprey EDX.
Yeah, Lefty's been loving that thing.
Yeah, dude, it's such a good little knife, and the hollow grind on it is just fantastic. I would personally, for me, I wish it was just like a half-inch bigger. But I totally understand why they made it the size they did,
Did you see, I don't know if you've seen it, but Migaron knives?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, well they just dropped it. I actually got one on the way. A knife, the flicking hole on that one on the Osprey. They got on this new knife they're doing, they have a hole like that on the reverse flicking side, but then on the show side there's nothing, so it's just a plain blade, and then it's got
kind of like Vero did.
Yeah, very similar to like Vero did with a front flipper, and it's a bolster lock with titanium like milled lines on the titanium part. It looks really nice. I got one on the way. It looks fantastic. And Migaron, I haven't tried that newest one yet, but the last two that they had, the Curix and the Karaki, especially the Karaki, like that's the easiest front flipper. I don't care if you don't or are not good at front flipping. That is a knife anybody can front flip. It is the most easiest front flipper ever. Even Kara, Kara got it in her hand and she flipped it, and she instantly was like, "Whoa!" Like
I was gonna say bet, because I cannot front flip for my life.
Well,
no way,
but it's always
it's so easy.
It's when they're designed right.
Yeah.
And then it just is amazing how well they work.
Yeah.
And then it really shows how poor some of them are designed when you have a really good one that front flips perfectly or Spidey flicks perfectly or whatever. And then it makes a huge difference. Like I always go back to I know you know this knife.
Oh yeah.
And it's fantastic. Yeah. And it's one of the best knives as far as like having multiple deployment methods.
Yep.
And Buck did this, which, Grant and Gavin Hawk being involved, certainly, Buck would not have done this on their own.
No.
But but this knife is just a fantastic knife. It is, and it's good in hand. It's comfortable. The action is unlike anything else, and it's just a fantastic knife, and for forever will be one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah.
Just because it's so unique, and well, and like the Medford, this is completely out of left field for Buck to do something like this.
Yeah. I would love to see them do more of that. I want so bad for them to keep collaborating. They recently did this one. I got it sitting here. It's not the best, but you had to pull the bolster out of the way, and then it's assisted or an auto.
Mm-hmm.
You got to move it. But what it basically is this bolster is basically like a button lock. When you move this out of the way, just like a button lock plunge would be, it basically pulls the plunge out of the way. So right now the plunge is moved out of the way so you can disengage it and then lock it back in place. But so this is cool. This is innovative, USA made, very cool. But I'd like to see some more stuff kind of like that. You know, the Marksman, they just knocked it out of the park with every bit of that knife.
This is one of the knives that I've been really loving as of late, and it's actually an old knife. This is a Benchmade, and dude, this thing.
Wow. It looks like he has a Demco clip on it.
Yeah, exactly. That's the one thing that I'm not a huge fan of is the clip is kind of like an afterthought, but it does function well. It's just, got this big area up here. But let me tell you, this is a Bob Lum design. And this is this thing is 154 cm. It's 10 thousandths behind the edge, 1/8-inch blade stock, and the blade is like 4 1/8.
Holy cow! Now I'm already loving
it. This knife, they made it in a large and a small, and this is of course the large one. Or they call this the standard, and then the small. This is the, what is it? 741. It's called the Onslaught.
How'd you get your hands on it? It's got to be discontinued.
It is discontinued. A guy hit me up wanting to trade, and I started looking at it, and dude, I'm so glad that I made the trade because, as you can see, the action on this thing is phenomenal. When it came to me, it was like brand new in box, and I've been carrying the hell out of this thing. It's fantastic. It's black G10, 154 cm. Action is amazing. So if you can get your hands on a Benchmade Onslaught, I would highly recommend it, because this just shows how how blades should be ground. Like this thing is over 4 inches long, and at its thickest point, it's 1/8 of an inch.
Yeah,
120 thousandths.
That's awesome.
And comes down to 10 thousandths behind the edge. And it came from the factory like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's amazing. And you're right, though. That does show like what real geometry is like. And you can really tell, just kind of like how we were talking about with the front flipper. When you get a good one in the hand, you really realize how the other ones are kind of slacking. Because just because you can put a front flipper on something doesn't mean you should. And just because you can put a thick grind on something doesn't mean you should.
Exactly.
What, man? I understand thick geometry. There's a place for it, and we do need hard use knives, but the majority does not need to be. The majority should be great cutters,
for sure. So what new stuff do you have?
So I was actually going to ask you if you got one of these in hand yet. It's the Button Lock Tucson. This is the Mazwan Mokhtar design. I think this one's his first button lock. I think so.
It is.
Yeah,
but I don't have that one yet.
Mine, it's really good. I only have one issue with it. It did originally have like really bad lock stick or button stick, but mine's like going away pretty good. But it has the pivot. I've already Loctited it 3 times now, and it just will not stop coming undone. But I will say though, super solid. Like when it's locked up, no blade rock, no play any direction. It's like one of the most solid button locks I've ever felt. It's that solid. But in the
Have you
close,
tried an O-ring on the pivot screw?
no, that's the next thing I'm gonna try because
Yeah.
I didn't think I thought, it was maybe me, like I didn't let it sit long enough or something. You know how you always, try
Yeah,
things a couple
right.
times, but now I'm to the point where I know, it's gonna keep coming apart unless if I put like, some serious
Do
Loctite on it
something else.
or do the washer thing. So that's my next bet. And I like it a lot. I do like it a lot. The only problem besides like the pivot thing, which I think I could deal with, is that when it's closed, there's a tiny bit of detent lash, what you would call detent lash for a button lock, and the tip of the blade can kind of poke up a little bit. And it's not that bad, but it is a thing. But
Yeah,
I really like it. The Did you guys try the Ferrum Force 3.0?
I have not. Nope.
Oh man, I should send this to you. This thing is really, really nice. I think they knocked it out of the park. Did you ever try the Malice?
Oh yeah. Oh
So
yeah. That's one of my favorites, man. The Wee Malice is a great knife.
it's just a
Yes, Nick.
little bit smaller than that. So the Malice is definitely beefier, but yeah, this is a solid knife. And Weezone did it, but man, you would think Riet did this. It's really, really
Mm-hmm.
good. The action, the detents. I've tried 4 of them now, and they're all knocking out of the park. Now another one that they just dropped it too, the titanium sheepdog. Did you like any of the sheepdogs or the ones with the holes? I mean,
Dude, are you kidding me? That's
well, I'm sure
like
you did,
the
but did
yeah.
you try? I didn't know if you ever modded one of the regular ones into a whole one. Did you ever do that?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've
Okay,
done
so
a whole bunch of the Sheepdog XLs.
yeah,
Um, that's kind of been. I don't have any here handy at the moment, but I've
you're
got like
done with
I
it.
don't even know how.
You're like, I'm
I
done
have
with that. That's
several.
old news.
Yeah,
Okay, well, hey,
several down in the shop.
how about the 380? Did you try? I think no, you did try this one, didn't you? Didn't you have one of
Yes.
these?
Yep. Yep.
How did you like it?
Yeah, I think it's a great knife for sure.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
it's
it's right up
definitely
my
more of a
alley.
it's definitely more of a harder use knife, like with the grind and
Yeah,
everything. But damn it, it's a solid knife. I like this one
it is.
quite a bit.
I
It's
went and grabbed this one real quick. This is another new one from SRM or San Mu, and it's a front flipper, and it's another one that's got really good geometry. That's super simple to front flip, and I think they call this thing the how's this thing called? The laser or something? Or
I was literally just about to say it looks like a laser.
I think it is called. I could be wrong. This one the part number on this one is 1421 TL Tom Larry. But you can Spidey flick it. But the front flipping action on this thing is really great, and they make it with a few different color inlays. The only bummer about this were when they came out with all 3 of these at the same time. These 2 are 154 cm. This one is Bowler N690.
Oh, okay. How do you like
Which I
N690?
mean, it's still okay, but I would have rather seen it be the 154.
For sure. Do you like
And this
N690?
thing, what was that?
Do you like N690? I find that it
It's
seems
okay.
like people like it or don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's a decent budget steel. Like,
Right.
yeah, I mean, it's fine.
Yeah,
Like
that's the same way I look at it. It's adequate.
yeah, it's adequate for a sub $100 knife, which this is.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
And yeah, I would rather see N690 over D2, and
Mhm.
so certainly. But if I had my choice, I would rather see them make this with like 14C or 154
Yeah.
CM.
Right.
So
Absolutely. I think
and,
N690 started getting a bad reputation because of the Italian companies trying to charge like $400 for it.
yeah, and N690 is really nice to work with. Like it's good. It really polishes well and stuff like that. So I enjoy working on N690. You know, if I'm doing a blade regrind or something like that, N690 is just easy to work with. But it's just not my favorite steel.
Right.
You know. So
right.
And then I'm assuming the Tuya Big Belly, you've had that one.
Yeah, I got one of those. I really like that knife. It's a solid knife.
It's a good one for sure. I really like the way they did the clip and made it reversible.
Yep.
That part's super cool.
Yep.
And
for sure. The only thing I wasn't too happy with, which isn't even that big of a deal, is right at the plunge grind. Mine was like misground on one side, like really bad. Like you can even see the edge angle. It's like a wave, but not that big of a deal. But you know, it is a thing.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like
I don't see any issues on mine by the plunge, but
where they put the belt on mine right there, it's like a snake. It's like a wave. Which, like I said, it's not that big of a deal. And if I wanted to fix it, I could. I could just add a bigger choil into it.
Yeah, but it's quality coming out of this.
I'm sure you've seen this one around, but the Mach 1 from Knives Fast, the Tempest.
I haven't. Oh, I haven't handled it. I've seen pictures of it.
Yeah, pretty damn sweet. It really does look like the car, though.
For sure.
And I do like it quite a bit. I got, during my full review, I do have a couple, suggestions that I think would massively improve it. But, all in all, man, for a first, then I throw it. For a first design, he knocked it out of the park. This is pretty cool. I know. Just throw it across the fucking room.
Is the tie contoured?
It is. It is contoured.
Yeah.
And it's got this the orange peeled finish on there, so it's really tough. But it is because of the orange peel, because orange peel's slippery. So it is a little slick in the hand. But I like it. I mean, I like it quite a bit. I like that you can get up nice and close to that blade if you want to. It's a good size. It's not like hand filling because it's not really thick or wide, but for a nice lightweight E2C, this is great, man. Really great.
Hell yeah.
And I like the way the blade looks, because take away the windows, or the top of the car. The blade shape itself is a spear point blade, very similar to like the button lock Elementum, right? It's very similar to that if you really look at it. They're like the exact same. And I love that. Or the Gale Bradley, that's another one, which is my favorite blade shape. I love the Gale Bradley 2, the Spyderco Gale Bradley 2. I love that blade shape. That is
Brother, you're preaching to the choir. my GB2 is one of my, like, between that and this probably gets the most pocket time. My Gale Bradley 2 and this Maximet Para 3.
Such good user.
Yeah. Well, and my Marksman. Those are like the three that are just constantly in my pocket. This is another one that Nate sent over. This is that Mallory design.
Yeah, I finally just got one. It's in for sharpening, but I got one in hand at least. Yeah, it's pretty solid. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I like how thin the blade stock is, and it's really lightweight. It's good. I mean, I just opened this the other day, so I handled one of these at Blade Show when I was shooting the shit with Dylan. He had a couple prototypes, and I mean, it's a good knife for sure.
Is he planning? I don't know if you know the answer to this or not, but is he planning on doing other handle materials? I personally don't like shred carbon fiber that much, but
yeah.
Do you know if he's doing anything else?
I don't know if he is. I mean, I know, at least for this first run, it was all just shred carbon fiber.
Right.
But for me, like, it's just too slick. Like, it needs to, like, personally, like, if this were my knife, I would bead blast this just to give it some texture and make it so it's not so slippery.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's a good knife for sure. And, it's comfortable. it's just on the verge of being like it's relatively thin, and it's also pretty short in this dimension, like the height of it. So for me, like I wouldn't want it to be any smaller in the handle than it already is. Like it's right there where it almost feels like it could be a little too small. But it's good. It's not, if it was any smaller, I feel like I wouldn't like it.
Right. Especially when you get back there in the tail end of it.
Yeah, it gets pretty narrow back in here.
Mm-hmm. The MBK pincher. You seen one of these? The same.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure you have. You've probably pretty much got everything.
NBK has been killing it lately. Like they've had several good ones.
I was sleeping on them. I'll be honest. I was sleeping on them, but I woke up and this thing is fucking incredible.
Yes,
I can't believe how good this thing is. I heard other people.
Yeah, I don't remember what the price on that one was. Was that one right at 200?
I think it was a little bit more than 200, but worth every penny in my opinion. This thing is so good.
This is the full size old guard in crosscut carbon fiber.
Oh, that carbon fiber looks amazing on that.
And dude, yeah, it's so good. Like this thing,
the carbon fiber.
And dude, the full size version of this knife, it's perfect. It really is. And then they had several. I mean, they had like 5 or 6 what I would consider just to be home runs in a row. Just boom, 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 like with the old guard, and then they this was a remake or a second run or whatever, but then they did the I got it in the other room, but the little Warncliffe that's San Mai blade. The hell was that one called? God damn it!
I know which one you're talking about.
It's ZDP 189.
Yeah, same thing like the pincher. It's got the ZDP 189 at like 68 HRC. It's a jacket.
Yeah, and it's
it's
a small little Warncliffe. Man, I can't remember the name of that damn thing.
I would have remembered if you wouldn't have said nothing. The Monterey Bay knife.
Slayback.
The Slayback. There it is.
Yeah, Slayback, yes.
Yep. And then the Turbo was also a really good one.
It's a pocket metal.
I've tried. Oh no, I did try the XLC or whatever, the extra large integral.
Oh yeah, yep.
Because I have the small version of that, but that was from the first run. Great knife,
right?
But it is a small version. The XL version, was night and day different because it's just bigger. So I like that. But then I didn't try anything else. And then and I seen other people screaming about, the Slayback and the pincher, and I was like, yeah. Then I got this one in hand. I was like, oh man, I see what they're talking about. Absolutely incredible. Yeah, I know you haven't tried this one though. I know you haven't tried this one. This is, I know you've probably tried the other versions, but the Kaiser beg lighter with the frag pattern titanium.
I have not. Nope. I've had several beg lighters, but not the frag pattern tie. That looks sweet.
It looks really
good. Have you tried the second version with the bearings?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, so this has the exact same action and everything, obviously, because it's the same knife.
Yep.
But it has a hollow ground M390 blade with a frag pattern titanium, and then the clip. This is so unique how they did this clip. I'm not saying it's a good clip or a bad clip, but I think it's unique how they did it. It's basically a deep carry milled spring pocket clip. It's like in the middle. So it's like a titanium milled pocket clip here, but then it's a regular, just deep carry clip back here. It's weird.
Does it function well?
It functions great. The only bad thing is that it's very springy, like very easy to pull up. But I mean, it functions great. And I know why they did that. They did that because it's riding right on top of frag. So
Right.
any other clip wouldn't have worked well. So this works great on top of the frag. I just don't know if it'd be the perfect clip for other knives.
Yeah.
But it works great.
Have you checked this one out? This is
Oh yeah,
this
yeah.
one, the Model 6.
Yeah,
It's a good one.
pretty good one. I tried that one in Timascus. How many
Uh-huh.
of the new Wii knives have you tried?
The which ones?
The brand new Wii knives? Like what is the sear? You got the sear right here.
Yeah. So when I was down at Blade Show, I handled, all the new stuff coming out, and they had the new what the hell is it called? Oh good God.
The beacon.
No, the designer for Hogue. Jesus Christ.
Talking about the designer for
Wee's making one of his knives in a couple different colorways. The guy that designs all Hogue's knives. Good God, I'm losing my mind.
I can't think of it.
Alan.
Alan Leichwitz.
Leichwitz.
He's got that new Wii design. That thing's pretty bitchin', and I cannot remember what the name of it is. But they were offering it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do, but I don't know what happened with it, but like I thought it was going to come out in 2021, but it still hasn't came out yet. Now it's 2022, and they have other knives coming out, and I haven't seen anything about that knife yet. It's called the
Well, I was pretty sure it wasn't supposed to come out until 2022. Like when we were down at Blade Show, BJ bought one of the prototypes.
Yeah.
He has one of them. I can't remember if he got the red one or the blue one, but either way,
I want both of them. I want the Tonto,
cool.
the recurve Tonto, and the drop point.
Yeah, they were cool for sure. And the sear was cool, and but I haven't had any of them. I just messed around with them down at Blade Show.
Let me ask you this: between those two, the recurve Tonto and the drop point of that knife, which one would you pick? If you had to choose right now.
I personally, I actually liked the recurve. I'm not the biggest fan of recurves generally, but that one I liked.
It just looks so badass.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. I feel.
And it was cool for sure.
It's so unique.
So
you didn't see that.
Yeah.
It's almost like a recurved Razel or something.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, I thought, because when I talked to Seth in the middle of the year, he was saying that it should be done in November, December. I think he said December. So I was thinking it was going to be out right before the New Year's, but maybe it wasn't supposed to be out till 2022. But that's one I'm really excited about. Right now I have the Beacon on the way. That's supposed to be here Tuesday. I pre-ordered it, and bringing up an old knife because I'm talking about the Beacon. I'm sure you've tried this one back in the day. It's discontinued now, but the Deacon. Do you remember this?
Oh yeah, that's a good one, man. That's a great knife.
Why the fuck would they ever discontinue this? It's such.
I don't know. It was that is a phenomenal knife. I actually had one of those not just a few months back. A guy sent it in to do some mod work, and the thing was just fantastic. And it had been like 2 years since I had handled one, and I forgot how good that thing really was.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. I mean, we've had some home runs over the years.
So many,
like you mentioned the Malice earlier. That one was such a good knife. And yeah, why they discontinue some of those, I'll have no idea, because some of them have been phenomenal.
I do like
the Blackout.
The Blackout, yeah, the Blackout.
Yeah, dude, that thing's a beast. And it's such a good knife. And yeah, that thing will also bite you. Like, you need to respect the Blackout. Right, that thing will get you.
Kind of like the Marksman, though. The Marksman's like that too. You got to respect.
Oh yeah,
it just a little bit.
Yeah, that fucker. This thing's made me bleed several times. Guaranteed.
Yeah, but once you get it down,
coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that we is doing some simple designs done very well. I do like that. Because they did run for a little while with some like crazy designs. Now it seems like they've been doing some really simple designs with like little limited runs and stuff. I'm really excited about the beacon, but
Mm-hmm.
I am kind of wanting them to not do something crazy or anything, but I don't know. It just seems like they're clips. Their clips look like they're budget clips. They're just done out of titanium. So I think that
Right.
kind of puts them in a place where it's like, man, why wouldn't you just do a unique clip? Because I'm telling the same clip on 5 different knives. Like,
Oh yeah.
why you change that? Make it unique for that knife. But still
Did you pick
solid
up
knife.
the Shadow?
I had to. That's my knife of the year. Is the Shadow.
Yeah, dude, it's so good, right? Hey,
Yeah.
do you have one?
Yep.
You said you have one of them there?
Yeah. I'll grab
Does
it.
yours have the miss milling on the G10?
What do you mean miss milling?
So I'll show you. You need me to make the screen big, or can you see it?
I can see.
So if you look, there's a bevel on the inside of the G10, and it comes down to the backspacer, and then on the other side, the bevel is.
I never seen that.
And then on the other end of the backspacer, same thing. Look at yours, and I bet yours is the same way, because I know like 3 other people that have that theirs is exactly like mine.
It is. I never seen that. Yes, it is.
Yeah. So the programming in their mill is just off. Like they mill one side for the right, the size of backspacer, and then the other side is off. Now, it's just kind of comical, really. I mean, it's the tooling, I guess it depends on if they mill that all out of one piece or if that's glued on. But their bevel, they don't go all the way down to the backspacer.
Yeah,
on the one side.
Yeah, on the one side.
Yeah,
I never noticed that. Now you got me. I never could find anything negative, but then I come on here.
Hey, I still love it. It may be a redheaded stepchild, but I still love it. Dude, when I went to Blade Show, when I went to Blade Show, I stood in line. I had the early bird pass or whatever to get in, and then once I got down there, I found out that there was like so many hundred people that got to go in like 1 hour earlier. So like they advertised the early bird, but then once we actually got there, there was like the super early bird or whatever, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Early birds.
And I knew there was only going to be a handful of shadows, and this was my first, like, I had the floor mapped out, and the second that I got through that fucking door, I went straight to TRM and walked up there, and there was like 10 people standing in front of their booth, and I looked straight at Marianne and I said, I want a shadow, and she goes, oh, you want to see one? And I said, no, I want to buy it. And she goes, well, don't you want to see one? And I said, I don't need to see it. I was like, I had my money out. Like, I'm standing behind people. Like, do you have
my money?
Yeah. You're gonna give me a shadow, goddammit.
Right.
It was
you're not
great.
A lucky early bird.
Right. Yeah. And
no,
I think they told me that
perfectly centered, man. It's just such a good knife. I do think if it had a hole, that'd be the only thing that could make this thing better. If it had a reverse looking hole, I would love that. But I'm not saying I don't like the way it is. I'm just saying like that would bring it over the top. But yeah, knife of the year.
Do you have the O-rings on yours?
No, it doesn't really bother me.
To me, the TRM thumb studs are not the most comfortable. So I like the O-rings on them just because I mean, it's fine without it, but to me, it's more comfortable with it.
Your sensitive thumbs need it.
Yeah,
a lot of people
my sensitive
like with those. Me, I mean, I don't know. I just kind of hook under, because you know how there's kind of a shelf, I guess, where the O-rings go. I just kind of hook my finger right underneath there, and it works just fine. But I could see why people want the O-rings, though, for sure.
Yeah, for me, it just gives you like more traction, so you can use your fingernail to where you don't slide off the tie, you know? But yeah,
How
dude,
does your how does your
shadow's hard to
steel
beat.
feel? How does your steel feel?
Oh, really good.
Yeah,
Like,
mine would
dude,
too.
I've sharpened mine a couple of times, and
Mhm.
honestly, for 20 CV,
Yeah,
I've been really impressed with it for sure.
I have too. That was the one
Yeah,
thing that kind of stood out to me was
yeah,
the
it felt
first
really good on the stones.
so
It's
good,
good.
so good. The first edge I
Yeah.
put on it, I could tell right away, and then after the second edge, it was just like, man, this steel. Because the first time I did it, I was like, man, this stuff feels really good. Then I did it the second time, and I knew like for sure, like, Dad, this stuff feels so good. So yeah, I
Yeah.
was really impressed, and also how long my first edge lasted. It lasted really
Right.
good with doing stupid shit. So I didn't get a bunch of chips. I didn't get any rolls, anything like that. It got a little slick because the first edge I put on it was polished. The second edge I put
Hmm.
on it is toothy. But the first edge, the worst thing that happened was it got slick. And that was over a long period of time, though. And the
Yeah.
first elliptical edge, I mean, it was super aggressive for a polished edge. I mean, it just had a lot of bite. The geometry on these are amazing.
They really are. It really is one of my favorite knives. And I was not a huge fan of the Neutron and the Atom like everybody
Mhm.
else seemed to be.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, they're just to me they're just okay. Like
Uh-huh.
I don't think they're fantastic. I think they're just okay, and most of that had to do with how piss poor the geometry was on the blades on the ones that
Mhm.
I had in the beginning.
Okay. Okay.
Um, but so I got two Atoms when the very first run of Atoms came out, and both of the ones that I had were one was like 34 thousandths behind the edge, and the other one was
Oh,
like
wow.
31 thousandths.
Holy
And
shit.
yeah, and they're only like 90 thousandths blade stock. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like the
Right.
primary grind was almost worthless. And so
Yeah.
literally I turned around and sold them in like 2 days. And then of course, there was the whole Shabazz effect, and he came out saying it was the greatest knife ever, and on and on and on.
Yeah.
And then honestly, after that, I never even really paid much attention to TRM until the Shadow came out. Uh, and I was looking at it and I was like, you know what? Worst case scenario, I got to regrind the blade, but the knife looked great.
Yeah.
And you can see, I haven't reground mine.
Right. Right.
It's still,
No,
I've
mine.
only sharpened it, and that's it.
Yeah, the geometry
Um,
is great on these. Even
yeah,
if
it's
it's like
fantastic.
not, even though they're not the thinnest behind the edge,
No,
because the
no, yeah,
blade stock is so thin, it
right.
makes it so slicey. It is a
Yeah,
great size. Coupled with the ergos,
yep.
because the ergos are really good on these. Mine just melts in my hand. I
Yeah,
love this blade shape. The blade shape's perfect.
right. And the weight on it's great. The action's great. Forever, I've been saying that Benchmade needed to make the axis bar unscrew because it would just make it so much easier to work on.
Yep.
And so, like, they did that. And the pocket clip is great. To me, this knife is, it's all about function over form. And everything about this knife functions perfectly. I mean, it's just a
Yeah.
great knife. It's not the sexiest knife ever, but it's a damn good one
Yeah. I still think it looks
for
sexy
sure.
though. I think it's a good looker. It definitely is a
You
good
do,
looker.
yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah. And
love
I
the
don't
blade
mind the
shape.
looks. Yeah,
It's
I
kind of
just,
like a
to
better
me,
version of the reptilian.
it doesn't have the aesthetic appeal of the Magic Whiskers too.
Okay.
Like, to me, this is a sexy knife. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I
But
tend to the blade shapes I really like. I love spear points. I love sheep's foots. That's like my kind of the one that catches my really good. I love drop points too, doing around drop points are great too.
yeah,
But I love the spear point, like the Gale Bradley type blades, and then
right.
the sheep foots where the tip points down, where I can
Yeah,
use it because I love being able to do utility cuts and have a little bit of belly with a lot of flat. So that's why,
uh
like,
huh,
even like the Spyderco blade shapes, that's why I like them so much because they're just like
right.
that.
Yeah, right
So
on.
what was
Well, so my wife's over here hitting me. I'm gonna switch this camera angle back up
yeah,
real
go
quick.
ahead, go ahead.
Um,
Oh, let me look normal.
let you look normal.
Hmm.
let me see here. Okay, so I do have my phone. Here we go. So we've got a giveaway that we got to do, which actually I should have showed that knife off. But let me get the app up here for the random.
Did you even say what model it was?
Nope, I haven't said yet.
No.
But I'm fixing to.
Okay.
So whoever is going to win here, let me get these numbers put in here real quick here. So for looks like we had not quite 100 orders for the month of December. Okay, so let's set that off to the side. What did I do? Oh, here it is. All right, here is. So this is the knife that we're going to be giving away. Speaking of front flippers, this is a front flipper. And
well, thanks for your subscription there, Jay.
Thank you so much, Jay, for subbing to the channel. We appreciate it. Comes with all the stuff. It's brand new. It's only ever been shown on camera. It's never been carried. And it is the purple Lazar.
Nice.
So this thing is the big boy version of the McKenna. This was Elijah Isham design. And I can't remember what steel this thing is.
9CR.
I can't remember. Hold on a minute.
I think it's 9CR.
I don't have a. Do you have a flashlight? Does it say over there? No, it is. It's 10CR.
10CR. Oh, okay.
Yep, 10CR 15 COMOV. It's either 15 or 18. It's tiny. I can barely see it.
Yeah, they make them so tiny on those ones.
It's definitely 10CR though. So it's 10 CRs and it's either 15 or 18 COMOVs. I don't know if you guys will be able to see that or not, but it's like right here on the plunge grind. If I can show it off.
I never see it. I can barely see that shit in person.
Yeah. It's freaking tiny. Oh
wow.
Can you see it down there?
Almost. Better than
it's
9.
Tiny.
It's so light too.
14C.
Yeah. Anyway, so deep carry clip, front flipper, purple G10, Lazar. So this is the knife that you're going to win, along with you'll get an OCD for EDC pocket pen and some stickers and some swag and whatnot. So there you go. That's the knife and our order. So that's the order numbers. So I've got them in random.org. So are you going to?
You're going to want to switch those.
Oh, yeah, I put the wrong ones in for min and maximum, huh? That was going to be a problem. So 1721. Yeah, okay. All right. Is that correct now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here we go. I'm hitting it. All right. Order number 16. I don't know if you got 1684. So that was the order number. I don't know. What'd you do with your pen? Here. There's a pen. So if you ordered something from the month of December from OCD4EDC.com, check your email. If you're order number 1684, we don't have the name right in front of us.
I'm gonna get it.
Oh, she's gonna get it. Hold on just a second. She's got to go on the website to get it, but
I'm finna get it.
She's fixing to get it. So what's that?
I said it's really cool you guys do this like this.
Yeah, it just, you know, we average like, I don't know, between 80 to 100 orders a month or something like that, and so I just thought it was cool to. Who is it?
Fucking Mikey Rast.
Is it Mikey?
Yeah,
Mikey Rast. Mikey's won some stuff lately, huh?
Congrats,
Didn't he win
Mikey.
I read it. He can't win it.
So, Mikey
Little fucking
Rast.
redheaded stepchild.
Yep. Mikey Rast, you got yourself a new Civivi Lazar, along with some other swag. That's awesome. Cool. Well, there you go. Mikey is the man.
He's not even here in the live.
Mikey's not in the live. He generally is.
He probably had to go night.
He had to go night. Is he sharing milkshakes?
Doubt it.
Right on. Well, so what?
Mikey, leave them grannies alone, right?
Yeah, there's
It's so fucking funny.
There's some jokes on our live streams, Jared, about this Mikey kid hitting on old ladies.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty funny.
Guys will say, Mikey, I like him better without teeth, Rast. Hilarious.
Yeah. So
Mikey's a lady killer, huh?
Yeah. He's a young kid.
He's an innocent boy.
Yeah. He's a really good kid. And I think
he is.
Real early 20s?
He just graduated college last year and started a new job. He's an engineer. He's actually doing transmission line drawings, I believe.
Is this a real person, or are you guys just making this shit up as you go?
No, he's a real person. He's been on our lives for a long time.
He's been a fan from day one.
I thought you guys meant there was a running joke that there's like some like kid. He's a lion.
No. The running joke is about him liking old ladies.
I got
that's the running joke. So there you go, Mikey. That's your knife. There's the part number and whatever coming to you. Like I said, we'll send some other stuff with it.
Read this comment.
That's awesome.
Oh, JN, you're cracking me up.
Yeah. So, right on, man. Well, so have you already posted? I haven't been able to look, but I watched the unboxer when you opened up those 3 giveaway knives. But have you posted the official giveaway video yet?
No, I'm gonna do it. I figured I'd run it for like a little over a week because just so everybody could get a hold of the channels and watch some content and actually subscribe. I didn't consider the whole bot thing that people would be unsubscribed right away for just going right down the list of things. So now that I know that, I'm gonna just continue like I said, like a week and a half, probably like a week and 2 days from today, because that'll just like restart it, because I want everybody who's seen the initial unboxing to get the message across that you gotta fucking watch some of the content and resub, because probably 80% of them got unsubbed already. And like a lot of channels got a lot of subs right away, and then bam, the next morning, gone. They were all gone. So now,
my channel was one of those.
I was gonna say, it went up and then it was back to normal.
Our sub count fluctuated over the last like 3 days by more than like 700 or 800 subs.
Yeah.
Like it was crazy. It was a roller coaster.
I feel bad that because I honestly didn't put it into consideration that's how it would happen. So now that I know that,
it is what it is.
Yeah, that would never.
I know that all those channels will get all the followers back, and I have no doubt that a majority of them will watch the content of the channels and like the content. But I know what happened. I know they went into the description and just went sub, not thinking there would be anything wrong with that, and then I'll just watch it later, right? But if they know that that's how it's going to happen, then I know they'll make sure they watch. So I'm hoping over this next week that the majority of them will realize, and the ones that don't, those they fucking can't win it, right? Whatever. It's not that big of a deal. Right. So, and then like I said, about a week and 2 days from now, I'll do a video. All they got to do is leave a comment, and then we'll do a random generator and pull 3 names, and we'll have 3 winners and 3 lucky motherfuckers for sure. So,
Yeah, no doubt, dude, because those are 3 sexy ass knives for sure, dude. Like like the Rockstead, like for me, like Rockstead is the pinnacle. That's the grail. Like that's always been just, on another level. But dude, that Shiro, when you open that Shiro, I was just like, oh, like that thing is so good. So
Yeah,
good.
for sure.
Yeah.
I'm really happy that, because I'm hoping that they go to, which obviously doesn't matter, but I'm hoping they go to people that really haven't had the opportunity to experience these kind of knives. And if they have, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But I'm happy that that 3 people are going to win this, and it's going to be so awesome, man. I
No
feel
doubt.
good that they're going to get it. And also, like I said, if they, it's their knife. They can do it. They can, if they have another grail, right? If there's another grail that they have, they can easily trade it, sell it, whatever, and get their grail, right? Like that's an amazing thing. That's a fucking
no doubt.
thing. So
no
you
doubt.
don't have to love one of these knives. This is a great opportunity, no matter what. So
yeah,
that's all.
For sure.
Right.
For sure.
More than just the 3 people will be made happy by this ordeal, I'm sure.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. And so it is super cool. And to, the guy that donated these knives, I can't say thank you enough. It's amazing what you're doing, and it's incredible. So thank you so much for being such a kind person. And I'm sure whoever wins these knives is going to be over the moon. And like I said, I feel blessed that we're even part of the ordeal. I'm not sure how that happened, but hey, that's great.
That was his decision.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Right on.
Oh, thanks, Knife Daddy.
Knife Daddy. So he was already familiar with our channel. He had watched some of our videos. Yeah, right on. Nice.
Yep.
Super cool.
So, which it made it better that way. I didn't have to.
Yeah.
It wasn't choosing by me. It was completely by him, which is awesome because obviously he knows who you guys are, and he picked the channels that he thought should be involved. So awesome.
Yeah, and that's awesome. And like I said, there was a few on there that I hadn't heard of. Of course, Ray and like Everyday City Carry and Lefty was on there, and Tri-State, and there was a handful of guys that I'm of course familiar with. And what was that?
I said it's a pretty long list, so even when I have to remember them all, I'm gonna forget one of them.
For sure. Yeah, but there was one like because I put them in the I listed them all in. Well, that video that I posted yesterday, we ended up, I recorded that previously, but we did like a little intro or whatever to talk about the giveaway thing. And I put all that in the comments or in the video description. When I was putting it in there was like 2 of the channels that I had never heard of, which you always feel like, your circle of, stuff or whatever. And then you see these other names and I was like, holy shit, I don't even know who these people are. And
right.
So I'll definitely go and check out those other channels. And I can't, off the top of my head, I can't even remember which ones they were.
It was
but
probably not your average EDC, Erica. She's a
yes,
girl
that was one of them.
Yeah. I
that one stuck out to me, and I went and checked her out on Instagram.
Oh, it's a girl.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's pretty
right
cool.
on.
She got really long dreads, super cool dreads.
Right on. Nice.
Yeah, she does construction and shit, so she's really working with her knives like pretty hard. So that's like from her perspective is just straight, work with the knife, and most of them are all USA made knives, and she does like long term, like work with them. So that's where her reviews come from.
Jared, here's the guy that won right here.
He's real.
He's real. He's in.
Oh, he's real.
Yeah, Mikey Rast. Yeah. So right on. Well, I think we're good here. Do you got anything else you need to tell the people, or?
Hi, Evilly. I always say hi to you, but I didn't get to because these 2 fuckers are flapping their lip.
That's the way it rolls. So, Jared, do you have
me,
anything else that you want to say to the fine folks before we leave here?
I just want to thank everybody for showing up, and I appreciate you guys having me on your platform and helping me promote this. And I can't thank you guys enough, and everybody else in the comments and that's joining us right now, all the support they give, all the channels, not even just mine. I mean, these guys kill it. These guys, I see them all over the place. I feel like a lot of them are family, and I love them
Right.
all, and I appreciate all the support.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing for sure. And like I said, been able to meet just some amazing people through this journey in the knife world, and it's been super cool. And then when things like this happen right here, it's just unbelievable. So yeah, I'll definitely be posting some more about it this week and whatnot. And as soon as your videos come out about it, I'll do what I can to get more eyeballs on it and
I appreciate it. Thank you.
whatnot.
Thank you very much.
And then real quick, for those that don't already know, I started a second channel. It's called OCD for CNC. And it's all about just, what was that?
OCD for what?
CNC.
CNC. I'm gonna
CNC, like tools, CNC
yeah.
mills. So it's all about like shop shenanigans, all the tools, 3D printers, just all that stuff. So if you're interested in those kinds of things, go over there and sub. I was going to do a live stream there right before we did this one. And then I realized, as I tried to do it and it wouldn't let me because I just started the channel like 2 days ago and it's got like, I don't know how many subs, but it wasn't enough to do a live stream.
I just subbed just now.
Right on. I appreciate it. So I think there's only one video on there at the moment. There'll be more coming very soon. But if you're into the tools and that sort of thing, CNC mills, like I said, I'm going to start posting some of that stuff there. I've had a bunch of questions about it for quite some time. So,
Awesome.
I'll show some more stuff that goes on in my shop, belt grinding, blade regrinds, that kind of stuff. So yeah, should be fun. Should be,
I'll make
somewhere to put some content that's not just purely about knives.
Well, I'm sure I'll be over there learning stuff from you because I got a belt grinder now myself that I'm going to be.
Nice.
That actually was given to me by Mr. Amazing, so I can't thank him.
Hell yeah, dude, that's awesome.
Knife daddy.
Brand new.
Yeah.
So
well, tell him to hit me up because I could use some tools.
But I'm sure I'm going to need some tips and stuff, so I'm definitely going to be checking it out.
Yeah, for sure, dude. And we don't live that far away, so like I can come over and we can spend a couple days over a weekend or something.
For sure.
And
That's true.
do some grinding.
Yeah,
so
there you go.
Right on, man. Well, thanks so much, guys, for coming and hanging out with us. Jared, thanks so much for coming on the show tonight. And I'm honored to be part of the whole deal with this giveaway. That's amazing. And thanks for everything that you're doing. Everybody that was in the chat tonight, thank you so much. Everyone that threw down some donations tonight, we greatly appreciate it. You guys are all amazing. I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas and New Year's. And hopefully you're all going to start off the brand new year in fine fashion. Hopefully it won't be the dumpster fire that the last couple have been, but
Dear God, it's me, Molly.
Yeah.
Please, for the love of all that is holy, I cannot do it again. Please.
Right. One of these days.
Hopefully we can get back to something that's kind of normal. That would be amazing. So
I can't wait, man. I'm about to move because I'm
done
with it. I'm just done
Come
with it.
over to Iowa.
Yeah, you don't have to come far. You just go a couple hours to the west, and then it's like stepping into a whole new world.
Right.
It's like leaving Russia or something.
We still have family that live in Illinois, and at this point, I'm just trying to avoid it like the plague.
Yeah,
I know.
And the company that I work for is based out of Illinois, so it affects, like some of the shit that they're trying to do to employers affects me, even though I don't live in Illinois anymore.
Yeah.
Which,
I'm just,
that just sucks.
I won't compromise. I won't nothing. Like you ain't getting nothing from me. Fuck you. But I'd like to have you guys one of these days on over on one of my lives. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Just hit me up.
Right.
And anytime. Just let me know whenever you're ready, and we'll make it happen. That would be awesome.
Peace out.
All right. Thanks so much, man. Have a good one. Thanks, guys. Have a great night, and everybody have fun going back to work this week. Bye.
Back to work. Bye, guys.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't wanna.
Later, all.